Want to turn your favorite holiday recipes gluten-free? Stay tuned because I'm going to be telling you my top ingredient swaps so you can make your family favorite recipes gluten-free and have them still taste amazing. Hi there, it is Alicia Falcorton from Simply Gluten Free Kitchen, your gluten-free bestie when it comes to all things tips, tricks, recipes, substitutions, and more. The holidays are here in full swing, and I know you want to make some of those family favorite recipes, but you are stressing out because you need them to be gluten free because gluten just hates you. Today, I want to show you what to use that right ingredient so all of those recipes will turn out just as good as their gluten counterparts. Gluten substitute number one, you have your all purpose flour. We need to find a gluten free flour that is going to work as similar as possible. My top ones are down in the description, but you need a good measure for measure flour. It needs to act as similar to that all purpose flour as possible. You don't want to be using just like a random gluten free flour, like an almond flour or coconut flour. It's not going to give you the same texture. So if you're needing to substitute for all purpose flour, make sure to stick with a gluten-free measure for measure flour. Gluten substitute number two, breadcrumbs. This, if you don't use gluten-free bread and you don't want to make your own breadcrumbs, you can also use gluten-free crackers bashed all up. I mean, that is kind of fun, right? You pop it in a Ziploc and bash it with a hammer or something. I have a meat hammer, but just find something fun. A rolling pin, it all works the same. Get out your stress and make some delicious breadcrumbs. These work super great for your meatloaf. You can also use cornflakes. Just make sure the brand that you're buying is gluten-free and bash up those cornflakes, and those are really good for topping like your holiday casseroles. Gluten substitute number three, your barley malt syrup. Now, for gluten free, I like to use molasses in this case because barley is bad, right? Okay. So I like to use molasses, but you do need to adjust a little bit for the sweetness. So add a little bit more of whatever sweetener you're using, whether that's some honey, which is kind of my go to, or some more of your refined sugar. Just make sure to add a little bit or it will get a little bit more spicy than if you were using the barley syrup. Gluten substitute number four, the ruse. Used for thickening sauces and gravies. We need to use either a cornstarch, potato starch. I really like arrowroot flour. Use those in its place, or if you just want to make it super easy on yourself, use that measure for measure flour that I talked about before and just use that instead. Make sure that you're slowly adding it. Use something like a sauce whisk. My absolute favorite is down in the description. That way it doesn't clump up super bad and it'll help you still thicken all of those yummy sauces and gravies while keeping them deliciously gluten-free. Gluten substitute number five, graham crackers for those delicious graham cracker crusts. Now, not every part of the country has an easy swap for this, but around here, which I don't live in a super big town, or you can buy them online. I'll make sure to put the link down in the description. Get a good gluten-free graham cracker. All you need is to crush those graham crackers up using the fun bashing method we talked about a little earlier and some butter, and you can make your own. It's relatively simple and it'll taste exactly like its gluten counterparts. Oh, I'm craving some cheesecake now. Before we talk about my last gluten substitute, I am curious, are you having a hard time with one of your ingredients in one of your favorite recipes or two? Let me know in the comments below, and I'm going to do my best to help you out to figure out a good substitution for that so you can enjoy those family recipes. I understand how important it is. Both of my grandmothers were huge bakers, and I want to be able to still carry on their traditional recipes and don't want to be hindered just because gluten hates me. So make sure you put it down in the comments. I would love to help you find a substitution for those tricky ingredients. All right, last but not least, gluten substitution number 6 is oats. Now, some people, especially ones with celiacs like me, might have a love-hate relationship with oats. Should they be gluten-free? Yes. Are they usually gluten-free? No. Even certain like certified oats can still get people sick, especially celiacs. I cannot have oat milk at all. I have to be super careful with not eating too much of even the certified gluten-free oats. It just comes with, they grow so close in the farms next to the wheat, and are these farm equipment getting washed well in between? There's so much cross pollination, contamination, all the things that people who are super, super, super sensitive cannot tolerate oats. So if that is you, I get it. I totally understand. And there really isn't a super, super like one for one way to substitute those. But if you find yourself being able to use some oat things, like I can use a certified oat, but not any kind of oat milk. I know, weird, right? Celiacs, right? Definitely give some different certified gluten-free oats a try. You might even find that one works better than the other one. I find this super good one that's organic as well, that seems to like my stomach the most, or my stomach likes it the most. I'll make sure to put it down in the comments below. All right, those are my top 6 gluten ingredient swaps so you can make those yummy recipes gluten-free for the holidays and beyond. And if you would like to get my top 12 gluten-free Christmas cookies, make sure to just check that description below. I have a link to it. I'll send you all 12 recipes plus some super great gluten-free baking tips and hacks. If you got something out of this video, I would absolutely love it if you hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see even more gluten-free holiday recipe tips and tricks. Until next time.